Hello, my name is Michael Dwyer, and I'm with Rochester Writers. Once again, Rochester Writers and the Rochester Hills Public Library have teamed up to host the annual Rochester Author Fair, now in its 5th year. We're hosting 20 authors in person at the library in downtown Rochester on Saturday, November 25th from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. These short videos offer you a chance to meet each of the 20 authors. And right now, we're meeting Yvelette Stines. Hi, Yvette. Yvette, I see. I still messed it up. Yvelette. Yvelette.
Yes,
It's a fun name, and I bet you get that all the time.
all the time. Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on, and tell us a little bit about yourself as an author. How did that first book happen, and when did it happen?
Absolutely. Well, as an author, I have all of my books are based on health and wellness, or focus on health and wellness, rather, and they're for both children and adults. And my first book, Vernon the Vegetable Man, was published in 2012. And at the time, I was teaching, and that was my way to give back a bit to encourage children to eat healthy, bring awareness to childhood obesity, and also invoke a love of literacy.
Well, that's wonderful, and that
Thank
it
you.
really is a problem with a lot of young people these days is they're not eating health. It's a big problem for all of us, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So I hope it did give I hope it was encouraging at the time, and still now people still take interest in the book, and I think it's good because I think a lot of times to me, I wrote it 10 years ago, so it's not necessarily it's aged a bit, but then for those who haven't seen it, it's still a message that's relevant.
And so you're going to have probably that book and some other books, but your latest book, which came out this year, is
Yes.
called, and I'm looking at my other screen, Healing with Copper: The Complete Guide to Alleviating Fatigue, Boosting Brain Function, and Strengthening Your Immune System with Essential Metals.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
that's a mouthful for a title, but it tells you everything that's in there.
It does. It does. And yes, copper is an essential mineral and metal that we need in our body to help it function properly. So you can get copper in avocados, salmon, cashews, mangoes. So you don't need a lot, and it is in our foods that we eat as well.
So we shouldn't go around chewing on pennies. We should get it from our food.
No, yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm reminded of that story of Blue Bloods and how they got that term is during the plague, they
Mhm.
would consume silver. Am I getting that right? And
Yeah,
that caused them to turn bluish.
I believe so. I recall that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't need to chew on the metal. We can get it from our foods, and finding the right foods is key.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just also being mindful because, it is difficult. There are a lot of socioeconomic issues that don't enable a lot of people to have healthy food. So you do the best you can with what you have.
And there's some simple foods that everyone should be eating.
Simple foods that everyone should be eating. I would say the simple foods, fruits and vegetables, if you can, because that's how you can get your vitamins and minerals the most natural way. Make sure you drink your water. Some people don't love the taste of water. Put some lemon and strawberries in it so you can get both the nutrients and infuse it in a different way. So primarily, yes. And if you can, as much as possible, stay away from processed foods.
Good advice. Good advice. So you're going to be one of 20 authors at the Rochester Author Fair. And all your books are wellness books, so they're nonfiction, correct?
Correct. Yes. Except for Vernon the Vegetable Man. That is a fiction children's book. Yep.
Right, right, right,
Yeah.
right. Um, and what is your biggest tip for people to come out and meet you and hear about your story and pick up your book?
My biggest tip, I would say, along with myself, there are a lot of local authors that you can come and meet and be inspired by. I always love these events to see other authors. And also, it's a wonderful time because it's around the holidays. So if you have somebody that you want to give a gift to for tips on being calm or journals for both children and adults, it's a one-stop shop, and come out and say hello.
That's a great tip. And there's a lot of fiction authors and a few memoirists, and then
Oh,
there's some
beautiful.
nonfiction like yourself. And these are great, wonderful gifts because we all know someone who wants to eat a little better and be a little healthier, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Yvelette Stines, I hope I got that right. You're the author. We'll see you with the other 20 on November 25th. It's a Saturday. We squeeze it between Black Friday and Cyber Monday for your
Yes.
shopping convenience. We'll see you, meet you, and everyone else on November 25th. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.